On a microscopic scale, a healthy-looking coat can hide a relentless invasion. Mites are burrowing deep into the base of the hair follicles, triggering an immediate inflammatory response in the surrounding tissue. The agonizing itching and patchy hair loss are physical reactions to the mite's movement and the waste they leave behind within the skin layers. Microscopic mites are natural residents on almost every dog. A clinical outbreak occurs when the host's immune system falters, losing the ability to regulate its own biological flora. Treating this condition requires more than neutralizing a parasite. It demands rescuing and rebuilding the dog's entire biological microecosystem. Conventional veterinary medicine often defaults to a scorched earth tactic, bombarding the dog's system with harsh chemical dips to nuke the infestation. These chemical dips often utilize concentrated pesticides that can strip away the essential lipids of the epidermis. This physical destruction of the skin barrier leaves the host even more vulnerable to the secondary infections that typically follow a mite infestation. There is a targeted, plant-based approach that addresses parasites without introducing systemic toxicity to the body. Traditional herbalism utilizes a three-pronged biological strategy: eradicators, soothers, and fortifiers, to eliminate mites while healing the dog from the inside out. The first phase is active mite eradication. The primary botanical weapon here is neem oil. Derived from the seeds and dense foliage of the mature neem tree, this oil has been used for centuries to manage parasitic skin conditions. Its power comes from a complex active compound called azadirachtin. Instead of acting as a direct poison, it physically blocks the parasite's hormone receptors. By interrupting the mite's endocrine system, azadirachtin forces them to stop feeding and completely halts their reproductive cycle. Another potent ethno-veterinary treatment is a carefully prepared lemon and garlic rinse. This dual-action mechanic works: acidic citrus strips away the mite's protective outer cuticle, while garlic's sulfur compounds act as a parasite-repelling shield. These natural eradicators succeed by breaking the parasite's life cycle and disrupting their environment, bypassing the need for systemic toxins. Once the mites begin to retreat, the dog's raw, damaged skin is left highly vulnerable to secondary bacterial infections. To combat this, raw organic honey is deployed directly onto the sores as a biological wound dressing. Honey's extremely high sugar concentration creates osmotic pressure. This pressure rapidly draws fluid out of invading bacterial cells, causing their walls to collapse. As the bacteria are physically dehydrated and killed, the honey's rich antioxidants simultaneously accelerate the regeneration of healthy tissue. For broad-spectrum skin repair, colloidal oatmeal and aloe vera serve as the next critical tools. Specific compounds in oats chemically intercept neurological signals that trigger the urge to scratch, while the aloe vera cools and hydrates the torn epidermis. Botanical soothing isn't about temporary comfort. It is the active reconstruction of a biological barrier against future microscopic invaders. Damage control on the outside can only do so much. We have to shift our focus back to the internal gut and immune system, where the vulnerability to mange originated. Herbal immunomodulators, like echinacea and astragalus, are introduced to stimulate white blood cell production. Practitioners also utilize xiaoyao san, a traditional blend designed to stabilize the host's internal stress and circulatory responses. Preparing these internal fortifiers require precise raw ingredients and authentic tools, like this grinding trough, to extract their full potency. By stabilizing the physiological stress response, these herbs build an internal fortress, ensuring the skin remains an uninhabitable environment for mites. Lasting healing is achieved when the internal immune army is equipped to regulate its own microecosystem. This process is a marathon. It requires a realistic timeline of 2 to 8 weeks of consistent care. Natural skin cell turnover demands physical time. The body must generate new biological cells, multiplying and pushing upward to replace the damaged tissue. Chemical treatments often offer temporary symptom relief. Botanical medicine actively repairs the microbiome itself. The result is a dog with a fortified immune system and a soothed nervous system. By aligning treatment with a dog's underlying biological needs, traditional herbalism proves that the most effective medicine requires no toxic warning label.